Hi everybody, I'm Susan Thomas. I'm an Emerald coach, and I got done working out and I haven't had the chance to shower yet, but I wanted to make this brief video before I get cleaned up. And for those of you who do not know, I am an aspiring novelist. I love to write fiction, specifically fantasy, and for a long time, my escape mechanism when my depression got really bad was my fantasy writing. And there is one story in particular that people who know me know that I've been working on forever. It's called Shattered Hope. It's about a half-witch, half-vampire twin sisters who have this big destiny to fulfill. And I came up with these characters in high school when my depression was at its worst. And while I've always had the intention of finishing the story, it never happened. Every time I set a goal to finish it by a certain date, it just didn't happen. I'd find a way to get distracted or something. And I'm finally at a point now where I'm mentally healthy enough that I can see why I haven't been able to finish it. It's not because I didn't want it. It's not because I didn't want that dream of being a published novelist. It wasn't any of those things. The biggest reason I have not finished that story is because that's been my escape hatch when I have a really bad day. That's been a coping mechanism for me when my depression spirals down again and I have all those bad thoughts and I'm struggling to find a reason to keep breathing. Trinity and Lahana are their names, and those two, while they're not real, you ask any writer who writes fiction, and they'll tell you that their characters are very real to them. They live up here with them and are there with them until they finish the story. And when you finish the story, you say goodbye to them. And Trinity and Lahana have been through so much with me that I was afraid to let them go, and I can see that now. I'm at a point now where I can see that these characters have become a huge thing in my life. They're my safety net, something I could escape into. And so I've taken the time to write this story, never finished it, found excuses to delete everything and start over, because I know once I finish this story, once I finish this series, as I plan right now, it's going to be about 7 or 8 books. Once it's finished, I'm going to have to let them go, and I know how it ends, and I know once the series is finished, they won't be up here anymore. They'll be in the story, in the books that I've written, and I don't think I was ready to let go of them. That was scary. They're my safety net, and while yes, I do have other stories in mind for when I'm done with them and that particular series. I have other stories for that same world that are up here, other characters demanding my attention, but because they have been through so much with me, I have not wanted to finish it because I didn't want to let them go. And I'm happy to say that I'm finally in a healthy enough place that I'm gonna finally face that fear and finish this story. And in the past month or so, I've made the commitment that I'm gonna finish the rough draft by the end of this year, which is a huge undertaking because there's lots of side storylines that I have not written yet, and I'm only about halfway through there, so I have a lot of work to do, and my rough draft is bare bones, detail is excluded, just getting the storyline down on paper. And my big goal towards getting these published is to finish this first novel by the end of this year. And I've realized that I've been really dragging on this because of that fear. It's been holding me back. And I've made the realization today that I am not going to be afraid of that anymore. I'm going to do what it takes to get this novel finished and see my dream coming true of being published. And I'm hoping to be published by 2018, which means I have a lot of work to do. I have to finish this story, I have to finish the other storylines, I have to go back and do another and add detail, and then go back and look for things that need to be changed and tweaked and go back and perfect it. And it scares the crap out of me. And I guess my point to this is, I think everybody has a safety net. Everybody has something they don't want to do that's holding them back from their dreams. And I'm facing mine. I'm gonna not let my fear control me anymore. And I encourage you to figure out where it is that fear has been holding you back and face it. And run towards the fear instead of away from it. I'm finally ready to let my characters go. What is it that you need to let go of so that your dreams can come true, so that you can be truly happy and joyful? What is it that you need to own up to? I can finally see what mine is. I can finally see why I haven't been able to finish my story. What is it something that you need to finish that you haven't been able to finish because of fear? So I guess my biggest point to this is, don't let fear control you. I am at a point in my life where I am not going to let fear control me anymore. It's not of the Lord. I know that. I know fear is not of the Lord. It says so many times in the Bible, fear not. And I think I'm finally going to take that piece of advice and not fear, and rely on Him when I am scared to help push me forward so I can conquer it. And I hope you do the same. Let me know your thoughts below, and feel free to share. Maybe someone you know needs to hear this today. I look forward to hearing from you.